Hi lovelies, welcome back to UG Update. So guys, on this video we are going to be talking about the Anupama series, guys, and it's actually an emotional episode that is about to go down in the Anupama series very soon. So please guys, don't get anywhere, watch the video to the very end to find out what is about to go down in our favorite Starlife series, Anupama. But before I continue to the video, lovelies, please don't forget guys that this is still UG Updates. In case if you are yet to subscribe to UG Updates, please click on the subscription button and subscribe. Don't also forget guys to give this video a thumbs up. Alright lovelies, let's dive straight into the video. Pama comes out of the restaurant with her luggage trolley and she thinks of being inside and enjoying the tea. But Yashpals was asking her to leave. And she thinks it is glass wall, but the world is different from there and here. I was safe there and here I am, she then cries. The lady guard comes there and gives her water bottle. Then Anupama asks her to go, else Sal will see. Vikram comes and gives her money and also his phone, saying he will call her. Then Yashpal looks at her from inside, while Anupama says sorry and goes. In another scene, Anu tells Shruti that something big had happened and says if anything happens to my daughter, then Adya tells in sleep, go away mommy. Anuj asks Shruti what had happened. But Shruti tells him that when they first judged Shiben to dance, she had a classical dance and Adha got panic attack. She asks what had happened 5 years back. Then Anu tells her that Adya had met with an accident 5 years back, which left a bad stain on her heart. He says since then she gets panic attacks and says I left the city thinking everything will be fine to calm her, but he was wrong. He says this panic attack is the result of that accident. So Shruti asks what had happened between Choti Anu and Pama and Anuj and says what had happened that made you live 26 years old love. Anuj recalls and all the things flashes in front of his eyes. So Shruti says what had happened that Anuj's biggest happiness became his biggest pain and asks who is Anupama and where is she. Anuj goes out of the house, but Anupama is walking on the road. Then Anuj is also walking on the same road and he bends down and picks the banquet and gives it to a girl while a song plays. In another scene, Vara says how dare he and asks how did they let him come inside the house and meet Ishani. Paki tells that they even supported them. Then Ba comes there and tells that even she was there and tells that Paki is not a victim, but Adik is the victim and she has tortured him. Paki says he has slapped me. Then Kavya says when we asked you to leave him, you defended him. Dimpy says if Adik didn't let Ishani to meet you then. Paki then says if you think me as a villain, then I will leave the house and says I used to live alone in Delhi. At least nobody taunted me there. She says she don't want to stay here and then Ba says yes, we don't want you to stay here and think us as your servant and asks her to become a good mother at least. And says you don't earn even 25 pays in your business, then why are you showing attitude? She says Anupama used to keep you straight, since she left, everything is ruined. Vara shouts and says Anupama Devi G left for America and asks them not to take her name. He asks Paki to leave calmly and asks them not to let Adik meet Ishani. So he says after working in office all day, he wants peace. Paki asks Dimpy to feed Ishani and make her sleep, while she says she needs fresh air and then goes, while Ba says she is her own enemy. Back to Anuj saying Anuj sits on the bench and then Anupama comes in front of him suddenly. Anuj looks at her, then Kavya talks to Mahi and asks her to have medicine and eat food on time. She says she will come and meet her next week and says Mama loves you. Vara then says there is a party in my office and says the foreign delegates are also coming, so she shall come with him. He asks her to hide her inauspicious under herself, so she says you want a trophy wife. He asks her to keep smile on her face. Kavya tells herself that she is a trophy wife, so Vara never wanted a wife, he kept Anupama as a servant and you are here as trophy. Shep says neither Anupama nor you got the wife right and asks her to smile while she cries. Back to Anuj scene again, Anuj gets up and hugs Anupama and he says you are here in US and says I was feeling restlessness since few days. He says he had never felt this before since 5 years. Then Anupama says destiny brought me to Choti and you. Anu says, I have searched for you everywhere and even went to your mother's house, but you were not there. He says you had switched off the phone, and then he says, I asked you to prioritize Choti and me, and you left me. Then Anupama says it was like death for me. She says, I have understood that my relationship were baggage for you and our relationship was burdened with it. I couldn't see you worried and that's why I left you to see you happy. Anuj then says you wanted me to be happy and that's why you left. So he asks, who told you that I will be happy? He says, I have changed myself so much and many girls want to meet me and to go on a date with me. He says, I am so happy that you left me, and says, I have come here 4 years back and opened talent management company. He says it is the best company of this world and says, I am going to marry a girl, Shruti, and says she is well educated and loves us a lot. He says she is busy but gives us so much time. He says, you gave me happiness and I want to give you double happiness. He asks Anupama if she will come for his marriage, but Anupama says, I will come for happiness. Anu then breaks down and tells that he is not happy without her. Guys, it's quite an interesting episode filled with emotions running down as Anuj finally meets Anupama again after 5 years. Guys, what do you think about the episode? What do you think about what went down? Please drop what you think on the comment section. And as you do that, please don't forget that this is the UG updates. In case if you are yet to subscribe to UG updates, please click on the subscription button and subscribe. Don't also forget, guys, to give this video a thumbs up. Alright, lovelies, that will be a wrap. Thank you guys for watching up to this point. I love you guys and I will see you guys on my next video.